So why learn C? C is one of the most widely used languages. It was created in 1972, and it powers all of the operating systems that we use, such as Windows, Linux, or macOS. So we'll define a few key terms, and then we'll jump right into it. The first term I'd like to cover is a compiler. This basically takes the code that we write, translate it into a machine language that the computer can execute. The second term is a terminal. You've probably seen this depicted in a hacker film, but it is essentially just another way to navigate your file system. Instead of having a graphical user interface like the File Explorer, you use a command line. Let's talk about a text editor versus an integrated development environment. A text editor will just let you do, as the title says, edit text. Whereas an IDE or integrated development environment allows you to use tools within the text editor, such as compilers, debuggers, and many more plugins that you can customize as you see fit. All right, let's get into it. If you're on Linux or macOS, just keep watching. If you're on Windows, look for the timestamp to skip ahead to the Windows part of this tutorial. Go to our terminal application, type in cd desktop, go to our desktop. Here I'm printing the working directory. I'm going to make a directory, or otherwise called a folder, and we're going to name that folder Hello World. On into the folder, and here I've listed the contents of the folder, and as you can see, there's nothing there. Now we're going to head over to our text editor. I am using Sublime Text. This is what's called a preprocessor directive, just telling the compiler to include this header file that allows us to print text. Statement in the quotes is just going to print out hello world, and as you can see, there's a special character after the exclamation mark called the new line character. The double forward slash, that is called a comment. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and we're going to call it hello world. I'm going to make sure to save it in that folder that we created on the desktop, and do hello world.c. The .c part is important here. It tells the computer that this is a C file. And now when I list the contents, you see our new C file. Now we're going to compile our file. gcc-o to specify the output file's name, and it's compiled. So now we have our hello world.out. We can do /hello world.out, enter, and it'll run our program. And there you go. You just ran your first C program. All right, so if you're on Windows, you're going to want to look up Microsoft Visual Studio Code and download for Windows. And pause the video. Once you've done that, we'll continue. So once you've installed Microsoft Visual Studio Code, you'll be brought to this welcome screen, and we can hit new file. It'll prompt us to enter the file name, hello world.c, to indicate that it is a C file. And I'm going to store it in the desktop, a new folder, call it hello world, and go into that folder so it stores it there, and we'll hit create. Once you do that, it'll prompt you to install the recommended C++ extension. You want to hit install. This makes it a little bit easier to compile. Now once you've installed that extension, you're all set. Move this guy over, and I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. I'm going to start with hashtag include brackets. This is saying give us the header file that includes the standard input and output functions. So that is going to allow us to call within our main function. We can call printf, put some quotes in there to indicate that we want to print the string, and it's just going to say hello world. We'll do a / in here, and that will indicate that it should print a new line after the text. This is a comment / in it's new line. So now that we've done this, this is all we need to run our first program. I'm gonna head up to this little run button, and we don't want to debug it. We just want to hit this little arrow and go to run, and then we're gonna select C, compile, and build with GCC. And it might take you to the debug console. You don't need to pay any attention to that right now. The terminal is where we will see our output. So you click this little terminal tab and you'll see our program has printed out hello world and then made a new line. Good job. You just made your first C program. Thanks for watching.